Mini Habits. Smaller Habits, Bigger Results. By Stephen Guise. Part 1. Introduction to Mini Habits. Chapter number 1. How it began. The only push-up challenge. First step is always difficult. For instance, if working out daily for 30 minutes is difficult for you, make it a mini habit by doing a single push-up daily. The whole idea is to get started at least, because something is better than nothing. Doing one push-up every day does not sound too overwhelming, but it must be done consistently as to create momentum. As you become regular with these mini habits, you open the doors to other avenues such as push-ups and other exercises. Chapter number 2, For Good Habits Only. The purpose of developing mini habits is to add positive behavior in your life that can benefit you for years to come. Although good practices cannot help you overcome drug addiction or substance abuse, but they can help you overcome bad habits like laziness, fear, and procrastination. To form good habits, you must have the right knowledge and a good strategy to bring about change in yourself. Good habits make you become more confident and hopeful. You develop a strong self-belief and a sense of purpose. Chapter number 3, A brief synopsis of mini habits. A mini habit refers to a smaller form of a particular pattern that you want to develop. For instance, if you have to write 3,000 words daily, reduce it to 50 words daily. Likewise, if you want to think positively for the whole day, contract it into thinking about just 2 positive thoughts per day. Mini habits are very small steps that help break you free from the shackles of doing lengthy tasks. Chapter number 4, About Habits and the Brain. Habits are the framework of your life. They are repetitive actions that you take on a daily basis. Mini habits, when repeated consistently, make a significant impact over the course of time. Neural pathways work as communication channels in your brain, and they represent your habits in the physical world. The neural pathways strengthen by repetition of habits. Stress is inevitable. At one point of your life or the other, you experience stress. Stress can be good as it prompts you to become proactive, leading to help you form healthy habits. However, if you are highly stressed out, it may even affect your physical health. It keeps you from taking positive steps and from establishing healthy mini habits. Break your stress by exercising regularly, because exercise releases endorphins in your brain, that not only gives you feelings of satisfaction, but also helps you remove harmful clutters from your brain. Consistent attitude is the key to developing a new habit. You must be regular with your actions that can help you form a new habit. Part 2. How your brain works. Our brain is divided into 2 significant parts, and they are conscious and subconscious. One of the core aspects of forming a habit is to change your brain with repetition. However, you must also consider rewarding your brain handsomely. Chapter number 5. Slow changing, stable brains. Do not expect things to happen overnight, as your brain is slow changing. It works within its limits and changes gradually as you repeat your habits. Allow your mind some space and time to change, and do not rush things, as it can ruin everything that you have achieved so far. Beware that slow and steady is more impactful than rushing things. For instance, if you want to develop a habit of working out at the gym, you should start slowly, sticking to the basics, and increase your tempo step by step. Be consistent and follow the required dietary requirements for the change to take place. Chapter number 6, A Stupid Repeater and a Smart Manager. A part of your brain is stupid, as it does not consider smoking as something harmful. This part of the brain is called basal ganglia. It knows that smoking could cause lung cancer, but it denies it and continues with it. On the other hand, the other part of your brain is smarter. It is termed as the prefrontal cortex. It can make decisions and handle short-term thinking. The basal ganglia is not a conscious part of your brain. It is not as smart as the prefrontal cortex. Chapter number 7, the prefrontal cortex, your defense against automated behavior. The prefrontal cortex is considered as the manager of brain. A neurologist once performed an experiment, doing awkward things like shooting and spitting on the wall, in which he compared subjects with healthy prefrontal cortex and with the damaged prefrontal cortex. So the subjects with healthy prefrontal cortex found the examiner completely out of his mind, as they perceived it as an awkward behavior. Contrary to that, subjects with damaged prefrontal cortex copy every move of the examiner. They displayed very awkward behavior. Chapter number 8, the basal ganglia, your pattern detector. The brain's basal ganglia is basically a group of nuclei that act as a single unit. It plays a very important role in the process of habit formation. If prefrontal cortex is damaged, a person's behavior becomes robotic, but when his basal ganglia is damaged, he can no longer develop any habit. But the automatic functions of basal ganglia are very efficient. It saves our energy. Part 3, Motivation versus Willpower. Motivation and willpower have an important relationship with each other. When you are highly motivated to do something, your willpower is 0, because you already have motivation to achieve your goals. However, motivation is not a permanent solution because it is temporary. Therefore, strengthen your willpower because it is more powerful and you can rely on it in the long run. Chapter number 9. The many problems with getting motivated. Can motivation work in your favor? It indeed can, but it is not consistent and reliable. It is important to feel motivated because at times, it can work as a bonus for you. But when it comes to forming habits, it cannot be the for you all the time. Motivation is unreliable because it is based on feelings, and feelings are bound to fluctuate according to the circumstances. For instance, when you are sick, you do not feel like doing anything. It is very difficult to motivate yourself unless you have a clear mind with lots of energy. For this reason, motivation must never be your strategy to do things. Chapter number 10, Why Willpower Beats Motivation. Following are 3 reasons as to why you should prefer willpower over motivation. Motivation has the tendency to fluctuate, because it is a feeling, but willpower strengthens over time. When you rely on motivation, you are likely to stop if something bad happens. However, willpower enables you to continue what you are doing, despite the situation. If you rely on motivation, you will never be able to schedule your activity. However, willpower can help you form a proper schedule. Chapter number 11, How Willpower Works. If you are sitting in a room full of people, where some are served with delicious chocolate chip cookies, and some with radishes, and later they are given a puzzle to solve, the chances are, people served with radishes will discontinue their efforts, whereas, those served with chocolate chip cookies will keep on solving the puzzle. This phenomenon is known as ego depletion. According to some studies, there are 5 big factors that cause ego depletion, and they are, effort, perceived difficulty, negative effect, subjective fatigue, and blood glucose levels. These factors are the main obstacle that keeps us away from achieving success using our willpower. Part 4, The Strategy of Mini Habits. Chapter number 12. Using willpower the mini habits way. If we try to accomplish a certain goal, by forming many habits, like just one push-up daily, we at least start somewhere. The 5 big ego depletion drains are: effort. Many habits require minimal efforts on your part, and the mini habit will result in very little ego depletion. Perceived difficulty. Mini habits are highly practical, since they do not have perceived difficulty. Negative effect. Negative effect refers to having unpleasant feelings. It does not result in ego depletion. Subjective fatigue. Mini habits hardly causes fatigue, even if they do, they are minimal. Blood glucose levels. Glucose is a very important source of energy in your body. If your blood glucose levels are low, you can even pass out. Chapter number 13. How many habits expand your comfort zone? Everyone has a comfort zone, and it is one of the most difficult aspects to overcome. Usually, people like to stay in their comfort zones. However, if you try to take a big jump, you will certainly feel discomfort at first, but with taking one single step at a time, you will eventually succeed coming out of your comfort zone. Chapter number 14, The 2 Moments of Resistance. Our brain is not resistant to any change abruptly, but if you do so, it will make you feel uncomfortable. Mini habits will allow your brain to develop resistance gradually, by exposing it to its fear in a gentle way. Step-by-step approach will help you explore other things that cause you to live in confinement. Your brain resists changes at 2 particular moments: resistance before action. A small step is enough for you to gain a much required velocity to keep moving. Resistance to do more. If you are finding it hard to take the first step, you can give it another try. It will overcome all the obstacles as you gain momentum. Chapter number 15, Mini habits in the moment. Motivation alone cannot break physical and mental resistance to change, because it is just a feeling. Therefore, you must have smart willpower management. There are certain mini habits that can overcome barriers. Mental barrier: when you have the energy to work out, develop mini habit of doing only 1 push-up. Physical barrier: even when you are tired, keep reminding yourself that it is only 1 push-up. Part 5. The mini habits difference. Chapter number 16, Mini habits can compete with your existing habits. Existing habits do not turn over straight away. It is always favorable to start by taking small steps. Do not expect yourself to swim like a pro in your first attempt. For this reason, mini habits matter a lot, because they require minimal willpower. Chapter number 17, Small steps and willpower are a winning team. Small steps and willpower are the best combination when it comes to personal development. Sometimes, your physical or mental tardiness push you into submission, but you need to constantly remind yourself that after all, it requires just a single push-up daily and you will automatically end up doing more than your initial target. Chapter number 18, Other methods will tell you it's okay to let up too soon. There is no hard and fast rule to develop many habits, as it solely depends on different individuals. Therefore, you need to stick with your mini habits because they do not require a lot of willpower to get started somewhere. Chapter number 19, Mini habits increase your self-efficacy. Self-efficacy refers to your belief to influence an outcome. However, if you just base your beliefs on expectations, you will not be able to achieve your goals. When you come across lots of failures in your life, your self-efficacy weakens and you lose hope in almost all the spectrums of your life. Mini habits can help you strengthen your self-efficacy. Chapter number 20, Mini habits give you autonomy. We are no longer autonomous human beings and are restricted to follow rules at workplace. Most people are not satisfied with this lifestyle, as they want to feel like a bird flying high in the sky with no disciplines and restrictions. Developing mini habits can set you free from such restrictions because you are just free to do anything the whole day. Chapter number 21, Mini habits marry the abstract and concrete. There are 2 types of goals, abstract goals and concrete goals. An abstract goal is just a thought about something you want to do. A concrete goal is more practical. People being happy tend to think abstractly, but it also requires acting, employing concrete thinking. Forming mini habits benefits us in the early stages by enabling us to begin practically. Chapter number 22, Mini habits destroy fear, doubt, intimidation, and hesitation. Mini habits help you face your fears. If you fear something, you can easily face it by taking one small step daily so that you can get back into your comfort zone. For instance, you can easily feel overwhelmed by the idea of working out for an hour daily, but one push-up daily is not a difficult activity to do. Chapter number 23, Mini habits create insane bonus of increased mindfulness and willpower. Mindfulness is one of the most important skills you can have. It is basically about being aware of what you think and do. As you repeat your mini habits daily, you become mindful of them, and a time comes when you actually start to consider modifying your habits later, even if they are bad ones. Mini habits also strengthen your willpower as they develop endurance. Part 6. Mini habits, 8 small steps to big change. Step number 1. Choose your mini habits and habit plans. Make a list of mini habits that you want to develop. It is ideal to have at most 2 to 3 mini habits to develop because you can easily remember and practice them. The following are the habit plans to choose from. 1 week flexible plan. Recommended. This plan enables you to start with one habit, and use a system of mini habits for a week. Evaluation at 1 week. Give yourself a week and evaluate as to where you stand in terms of developing multiple mini habits. A single mini plan puts all your focus on that one mini habit that you want to develop. Following multiple mini plans is only recommended for those people who already have certain good habits. Weekly habits take longer time to develop, but if you want to develop them, you can try them, but they are consistent. Step number 2. Use the why drill on each mini habit. To figure out whether a habit is worth practicing or not, find its source as they come straight from your values. However, your habits should not be formed on the basis of peer pressure, or any external pressure. Get to the source of a habit by asking yourself why you want to form a particular habit once you have made a list of them. Be honest in your answers. Step number 3. Define your habit cues. There are 2 types of habit cues, and they are time-based and activity-based. Time-based habit denotes the exact time where you will be starting a certain activity, whereas an activity-based cue denotes only specific activities without allocating their time. Bad habits have lots of cues, but good ones are artificial and you develop them consciously. Mini habits do not require a lot of efforts, and they are hard to fail even without a cue. When making a decision, we have 2 states of mind: one deliberative mindset, where we weigh the number of options we have. 2. The implementation of the mindset. The main purpose is to move to implemental frame of mind. Cues leap over the deliberative process and help you get into the implemental frame of mind. Step number 4. Create your reward plan. To form a new mini habit, reward yourself in relation to it. Humans love to be rewarded. Have a backup if you do not get the desired rewards your brain has been expecting. With the passage of time, your brain forms a connection between the behavior and the reward. After some time, your brain will not even need the reward. Praise your efforts in the process of developing certain mini habit, so as to encourage yourself. Rewards also restore your willpower. They strengthen it to keep trying harder and harder. Step number 5. Write everything down. Write all the positive and negative thoughts on the paper, to keep track of your progress in relation to forming many habits. You can keep a big calendar in your room to track down your progress, in relation to forming certain mini habits. At the end of the month, it can also make you feel satisfied that you have strictly followed the regimen. Smartphones can help you a lot when it comes to forming many habits, because you can keep a track of them digitally. Using Lift app is highly recommended for both Android and iPhone users. joesgoals.com is the best website for those people who use a laptop and they can track their habits using it. Step number 6, think small. Willpower plays a very important role in every aspect of life. When it comes to forming habits, you need to remember the following 3 important facts. Strengthen your willpower. Make progress in the present moment. Not exhaust your willpower. In order to strengthen your willpower, you need to be consistent and resistant to your temptations. Patience is the key in relation. Just do not push yourself very hard, and maintain consistency by making it your utmost priority. Many habits are so small, they require 0 willpower. Step number 7, meet your schedule and drop high expectations. It is good to have expectations, but they should not be too high, that if you are not able to meet them, you feel worthless. Set small and realistic goals, and keep working consistently on many habits. Step number 8, watch for signs of habit, but be careful not to jump the gun. Patience is the key when it comes to forming many habits. Avoid being like a wild monkey, who just jumps from one tree trunk to another meaninglessly. The following are the signs that can help you recognize that it is a habit. No resistance, identity, mindless action, normalization, it's boring. Do not get disheartened if you are not able to overachieve your targets, just stick with small steps. Part 7, 8 Mini Habit Rules. The following are 8 mini habit rules. 1. Never, ever cheat. If you have set a goal of doing just 1 push-up daily, then you need to stick to it. Do not cheat into doing more of them because it will exhaust you. 2. Be happy with all progress. It is all in you to achieve anything you want to in your life. The problem most of the people face is that they do not try things. As you take one small step in developing a mini habit, you gradually awaken other qualities in you. 3. Reward yourself often, especially after a mini habit. After performing a mini habit, rewarding yourself is very important because you develop a positive feedback loop, which is a way to keep you repeating the habit over and over again. 4. Stay level-headed. As you form many habits, try to stay level-headed. Do not become jubilant over your achievements. Avoid becoming overexcited in the process of mini habit formation, because feelings are temporary but willpower is long-lasting. 5. If you feel strong resistance, back off and go smaller. The idea to accomplish your goals without draining your willpower is, you need to break down your task into small steps and focus on one of them at a time. 6. Remind yourself how easy this is. The formation of mini habits is so easy that it is impossible not to try them. Therefore, instead of repeating the difficult mantra over and over in your mind, just think about how easy it is to do just 1 push-up daily. 7. Never think a step is too small. Do not think of a step as too small, because it is just one aspect of the bigger project you are attempting to complete. You take several small steps to complete it. 8. Put extra energy and ambition toward bonus reps, not a bigger requirement. Your actions are more important in the pursuit of achieving something bigger than your decisions. No matter how fancy your requirements are, if you do not take underlying actions into it, it is meaningless and embarrassing. What we learned. What was the core message that we got from this book? Good habits help you improve in other areas of your life as well. Many habits can influence you psychologically. Many habits save you from feeling guilty or stressed up as a result of not meeting your goals or targets. Habits are the framework of your life, and they are way more important than you think. When it comes to develop a new habit, consistent attitude is the key. It is good to have motivation, But you must not solely rely on it, because it fades away with time. Strengthen your willpower, because it is more powerful than motivation, and you can rely on it in the long run. The longer you practice a particular habit, the harder it is to change. Many habits help you face your fears, no matter how bad or deep-rooted they are. Rewards are the best form of encouragement.